Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We are working with the Peaceful Garden Suite from Stampin' Up. And this is the third card in a collection of 10 cards, which I designed and did a class for in July. Yes, Christmas in July. But now, when is it? November. And we're just now doing the videos. But I have a wonderful helper today, Eileen Cowart, who's here helping me stay on track and keep things moving along. So hopefully these videos will be short and sweet, but inspire you to create some of these cards on your own. And if you need any of the products that I am featuring today, I'm happy to help you with those, or you can click on the links that should be in the description below. If everything went right with how I scheduled it, it should be there. It should be on my blog at createwithkelley.com, or you can link directly to my kelleypitts.stampinup.net and find them that way and shop. So anytime you have a question or a comment, let me know. Would love to know that you're here, know who you are, where you're from. If you would like to just type that into the comments, it makes us feel like we're not all alone. So please, please comment and let us know you're here. And we will get started on this card number 3 of Joy. This suite is just beautiful, the Peaceful Garden Suite, and it is not just for holidays. It can be used, of course, this card I really had in mind, a wedding card. I think it's beautiful for wedding. But with the Joy that we're using, it could be holiday, could be celebration, could be wedding, birthday, anything. This, we used the Holly Jolly stamp set on this. This is where the Joy came from. And also the die is from this set. The paper is all from the Peaceful Garden Suite, but the sentiments are both from the Jolly Holly, out of the new mini catalog. I'm still saying new, September through December mini catalog. All right, we're going to get going here. We've got a Secret Sea card base, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at, let's see, my trusty assistant Eileen is looking that up on the PDF for me to see where I scored this.
3 3/4.
3 3/4.
9 1/4.
And 9 1/4. 3 3/4 and 9 1/4 is where this is scored. Thank you very much, Eileen. And this card is a type of gatefold card. It's not a halfway meet in the middle gatefold, but it is a gatefold. And this way I've got it as a top fold. We're going to situate the paper the way we want it to open up like this. We want that to be on the top. So this has a directional pattern. If you don't have a directional pattern, it won't matter, but this particular one does. So we're going to go ahead, since there's nothing layered underneath here, we know that we can go ahead and glue this layer down and get that part done. So this is just the opposite of one of the cards I did earlier in this series where we had, I believe it was number 1, where we had the stars in the background. But now we're using the reverse side. And that is wonderful that in all the packs of designer series paper, or I'll say most, you get 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper in each design. So that means you could use all of one side one way and the other piece, you could use it with the other side up, or whatever you want to do. We've got flexibility. I could use a designer series paper that looks a lot like this that is in the stack, but I used all of that one using the other side. So we are just going to use a blending brush on this one with some cloud cover, I think is what I used on it. And that is what we got the little bit of texture on here with. And I need my little scratch piece of paper, please, ma'am, that I was thinking I didn't need for this card, but I do. So we're just going to take a little bit of cloud cover, and this is on our little Stampin' Spot instead of Stampin' Pad, just because they had trouble with this particular ink. The cloud cover ink did not react well with the foam pad. So that's why we are using this small Stampin' Spot instead. But see how I'm recreating the same kind of mottled background that this paper has on it. So it looks like a coordinating paper to go with it. And sure enough, it is. We just happened to make it. It wasn't printed that way. And that's all it takes. Now we have just the piece of cardstock, which looks like it's about 1.5. Is that 1.5 by 4? 1 1/4.
1.5 by 4.
1.5 by 4. And we can go ahead and attach that because there's nothing layered around that either. And I've got a little bit of a smudge right here, so I'm thinking I might put it here to cover up see if the joy will cover that up. Oops, I meant to, well, is this big enough or do y'all need to see the full screen? Y'all let me know if you like that better with the full screen, or if you like me over in the corner chit-chatting at you. Whatever y'all want to see. See if this is easier for you. Okay. Now, I did not use a little brush on that, but I may just go ahead and use a little bit of that cloud cover in here, just because I have it handy. So I'm going to use a little bit on the white. Not much, but just a touch. Hopefully that camera is not shaking, or hopefully I'm not shaking the camera. We should say it that way. Just a light touch of the cloud cover. All done with that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and stamp our inside with the Bright and Happy Wishes. That is from the Jolly Holly stamp set, like I said earlier. Go ahead and do that onto this piece. Try to get everything rearranged for you here. Okay. And just tap, tap, tap. These photopolymer stamps are great. It's just easy to push a little too hard and get a little bit more around the edges than you want. So just be careful of that. All right, now we're going to stamp our little piece of white that if you ordered one of these kits, you got that from me. That's about 1.5 by 2 and almost 3/4.
2 1/4 by 1 7/16 ish.
Okay, 2 1/4 by 1 7/16 ish is what we said. Okay, that's what I have in the tutorial anyway. And I do have the PDF linked below if y'all are interested in getting the PDF. There's a Google form. You can either choose to get order $40 worth of product before excluding tax, shipping, and rewards, or you can just buy the PDF outright. It's got a project sheet with all the measurements of all 10 cards for just 20 bucks. Heck of a deal. All right, now we just took the backing off of a foam adhesive sheet, and we're just going to lay it on. You always want to make your foam adhesive sheet a little bit smaller than your paper. And that way, if you have to cut your paper down, or you just don't want any extra of the sticky that will get on your plates when you do your embossing. Okay, so we're going to take this die and oops, I may have to have some little tape. Oh, here's some. This will do it. Thank you. Okay, we're going to try this plate number 3 here, which is really meant for embossing folders, but it seems like it's my machine is a little bit tight, so it's hard to get that number, whichever plate you're supposed to use on the small machine. I usually use the big one, but it sure is a lot handier to do this for on the air to use the smaller one. So we're going to see how this works. If I can get that through there and hopefully not shake the heck out of the camera. It sounded like it worked. We're going to go back through one more time just to make sure. I'm wondering if somebody else left their machine here. Because I have brand new plates. Did that. And it doesn't have to cut all the way through the backing, but it does have to have cut through the actual foam. So I'm going to do it one more time just to make triple sure that we don't have any issues. Because this is pretty thick foam. Okay, we are trying this. Now you'll just, whenever you've taped something down, whatever, if you're using like a frog tape, something that's low tack, it can be this like mint tape, or a lot of different ones, washi tape. Just make sure you're not pulling it straight up or you may tear your paper. You want to just pull it back onto itself like that. See how I've got it doubled over, pulling it back onto itself to pull it off. Now we're going to undo this and cross our fingers and hope this got all the way through. If not, we may have to do a little snip with our paper snips, but it looks like it did. Great. That's why I sent it through 3 times, hoping we would get a great result like that. Okay, we've got, let's see, where's my little take a pic tool? Please, y'all, make comments as you come on and let me know who you are and where you're from. And if you have any questions or comments or just want to chat with Eileen or me, you can just drop that in the comments so we won't feel alone. Okay, we've got that ready. Now we've peeled the backing off and gotten rid of all of our little giblets. Giblets makes me think of gravy. Gravy makes me think of Thanksgiving and turkey and dressing, and giblet gravy. I like it. I'm a gravy girl. How about you, Eileen? Yep, she's a gravy girl too. All right. We are going to just put that joy, kind of keeping it straight as far as the bottom of the letters, kind of straight across, but you wouldn't have to. So I'm just making sure that I've got a really good crease on that it's burnished really well, so that'll lay pretty flat. Sorry if that's noisy in the microphone there. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and glue our inside piece in. Hi, Rebecca. I'm sorry you missed our videos, but now you're catching up. You can go back and watch those on the replay. Thanks for tuning in and commenting. We're thrilled to have you to talk to. You do such a great job with all your cards and posting on your Facebook page and in our Facebook group that's Create with Kelley Crew. If y'all ever need, any of you who are watching, you want some inspiration from our group, Rebecca posts more than anybody else on our crew. We're so proud of her for all the cards she makes and sends, and she works with a lot of residents of an assisted living facility and does a beautiful job at her Stampin' Up! Hobby too. So we're happy to have her on our team. And now this could be, like I said, could be a Christmas card, could be a wedding card. We didn't quite get that totally straight there. I may trim that up a little bit later, but that's all there is to that. We're just going to use our little, some of this sheer ribbon, and I believe this is already retired, but I'm quite sure most of you out there have your little ribbon in silver or white and silver or sheer, iridescent. A lot of different things would work for this card.
Oops.
All right, I don't have my ribbon scissors, Eileen. I did not think of those. I'll see if these will work. I'm not sure where they are in there. In the room, they might be in the drawer with the paper snips. It's wonderful to have a helper because my brain is not the best, people. Let's see. Maybe we want the bouquet. Do we want? I kind of had this around this little bouquet, but now we don't have a bouquet. Exactly. Let me see if these little scissors will work. Thank you, ma'am. Oops. I didn't get that. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. A little tighter. Where do we want this little ribbon to be? Do we want it in the middle of that? I should have looked before I put my joy. I probably could have put the joy over there. Maybe we put it there. Kind of depends on how your actual piece of designer series paper, because this started as a 12 by 12 and I cut them into 3 by 3s. So I'm not sure if I like just a bow for the sake of a bow, if it's not around a bouquet. What do y'all think? We leave it off of this one? Or do we want to? I don't have enough ribbon left to do much else. Do we want to just use more rhinestones on this one? What do we think here, people? Kind of not happy with this little piece I ended up with. Let's put a larger rhinestone. Thank you, ma'am. Oops, we want one large one down here. And these can just be basic rhinestones. They can, if y'all have any of those left from the wave, we did a ton with that suite a long time ago. If y'all have been in Stampin' Up! A while, you probably know the one I'm talking about. Let's see here, but these are just basic ones. It just seems like we need a ribbon, but it doesn't seem to fit well anywhere. I'm just going to put more rhinestones. Thinking maybe not that big one. I'm going to have to put that big one there, and then I'll have to move this one. And my little glue didn't come off on that one. Oops. Maybe I will put it right there. Just make it a little flatter. Maybe that's what I did, was use the, I might have used the bow jig on that. Maybe we want it drapey like that. Not quite that long. I don't know how to make it flatter. I just kind of make a bow the way I make a bow, and there we go. Maybe that's flatter. Make it smaller and flatter. That works better, doesn't it? I just needed to play with it a little bit. I think that'll work. Do y'all like that? Or do you have another suggestion? Rebecca, what do you think? Do we want it on there? Do we want it up here? Do we want it kind of right there? I'm kind of thinking right there. Oh my goodness. Rebecca is not a big bow fan. Oh my gosh, you crack me up, Rebecca. All right. Oh, she likes it there, so we'll do it. We will do it right there. Yeah, somehow the way I flattened it or turned it or something makes it, I like it better. So there is our card. This is card number 4. So thank y'all again for tuning in. I am going to switch that camera around. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. We'll just go. We're going to go here. Okay, we've got our card from today. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. And if you need any of the supplies to make any of these cards from the Peaceful Garden Suite from Stampin' Up, just let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, everything should be linked in the video below or on my blog at createwithkelley.com or on my Stampin' Up, kelleypits.stampinup.net. And I think that's it. I don't have any more of these kits. I saved this one last kit so I could do all the videos of all the cards. But I do have a tutorial, and that is free to all of my team members, Rebecca. So I'm happy to send that to you. I will do that today. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I look forward to y'all watching the next card with us. It'll be in a few minutes. Thanks again. Fun times ahead.